We need that on ours, like the logos. Yeah, I want the Cuatro Cero on the left side. Quiet on the set. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cuatro Cero Show. I'm your host, Danny Keynes, and I am with
Tone Rock in the house.
Tone Rock in the casa. How you doing, buddy?
Always rocking the casa. I'm good, brother.
Always rocking the casa.
I keep it rocking.
You rock like the Rock.
With the exception of the eyebrow, I can't do. No.
No, you can't do it, man. Hey, man, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Avanza Network here on the Cuatro Cero Show every Tuesday at 8. Bro, I am so blessed to be here, man. I look forward to these shows, man, live. And, you know, we get to share with people that watches us, and exactly. they enjoy it, man. They enjoy it. And how was your Tuesday, bro?
Well, today was, I love Tuesdays, too. I woke up early. Getting ready to come to the studio, and then I got a call saying I didn't have to be here that early, which was a blessing. I was able to stay home and read the Bible, study with my wife. We're going through the book of Acts right now.
Okay, what verse?
Right now we went through chapter 12 through 18. 12
through 18.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is it about?
The book of Acts. So it's an account of the disciples when they went right after the ascension of Christ. The acts that they performed, meaning, so right now we were getting into where Saul converted and he became Paul, the Apostle Paul. Okay. And, first he went to Jerusalem to meet with the disciples, and they were kind of like, hey, bro, ain't this the guy that's killing all the, they didn't call them Christians at that time. Yeah. But that was persecuting the way, right? That was persecuting the church. Yeah. And then after he was given the mandate to go with Barnabas to preach to the Gentiles. Yeah. So first he would go to the synagogues and preach to the Jews, and then they always rejected him, of course. Yeah. And because of them rejecting him, he was mandated to go and preach to the Gentiles. And that's kind of where we're at now. And man, the miracles, bro, the wonders, the works that they were doing. Like I was sharing with my wife, I go, I would like to see some of that here and now in our ministry. Yeah. The laying on of hands and people getting healed. We definitely pray for people all the time, and sometimes, yes, they get healed instantly. Other times it's we get a praise report down the line. But by faith, we lay hands on the people. We minister to them. We encourage them through the word. So we're definitely giving them the word of God. But it was just so powerful. And that's what I wanted my wife to see and to read herself, because usually it's me reading or I'll be sharing with her about the word. But now she's reading chapter. I read a chapter, she reads a chapter. I read a chapter, she reads a chapter. Yeah. So now she's getting firsthand, that she knows this is what the word of God says. She knows the accounting of what took place at that time in the early church. And it's a blessing, bro, to be able to do that with my wife, and I'm encouraged. I know she's encouraged. Our faith is being challenged, and we're getting ready to do some new ministries. So I think that's in preparation of that. Yeah. So we're getting ready. We're going to be doing a new converts class. That's cool, man. And also, we're looking for a home for someone to open up their home for us to do a Bible study. A Bible study. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, if you want Tom Rock to go to your house and eat your food and pray for you and read the Bible at the same time, and you guys make menudo, break bread. Yeah. And you have to, man. You have to really. That's part of it. Yeah, that is part of it. Like,
They said they went from home to home.
Exactly.
Eating. Exactly. Sharing the word, spreading the gospel, right? That's how they did it. Yeah. And so, I got my chanclas ready, and we're ready to do this, bro.
Your chanclas, huh?
Yeah.
Your chanclas are ready. Hey, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you do it with people that you love, or just people who just want to praise God at the same time and
want to learn.
And want to learn. So I think that's really cool, man, that you're doing that. And anybody who's out there, man, that wants to be part of that, man.
We're looking someone, if you live in the Pico Rivera, Montebello area, Whittier, the surrounding cities right there. We would like to expand and open up a Bible study in one of those cities. So if you've been praying and asking God, what do you want? What do you want me to be involved in? What do you want me to be a part of? And you're hearing this podcast, and you have a heart for the things of God, and you're willing to open up your home and your heart. DM us, give us a call, message us, reach us on Instagram. You could hit me on Facebook, and we would love to see if that's a possibility there.
That's awesome, man. Then so there you go, you guys. If you guys want to do that, definitely hit us up or hit up Tone Rock at Tone Rock WP on Instagram and let him know what's up, man. And you want to open your house or your mansion, your garage, your bike, whatever, man. Your backyard. We don't discriminate.
As long as it's not raining that
there
night,
you go.
We'll make it happen.
With that said, man, we do have an announcement to make. We are giving away those VIP tickets for SoCal Revival Fest.
That's right.
It is coming on June. I forgot the date.
29th, Saturday the 29th.
2024. You have to make time. Like you put a date to the side. It's a couple of months from now. If you are working that day, tell your boss, yo, I gotta take this day off because you're not only gonna have a great time, but you are able to win this VIP festival giveaway tickets to go see some of the great artists right there. Miles Minnick, Schema Boy, Mission. Man, it's going to be great, man. So definitely going to make time. And this is sponsored by New Vision 360. So I want to make sure that we say that. Also, shout out to Angel from SoCal Revival Fest. They blessed us and they say, hey, man, we want to bless your audience with these tickets. Please give them away. And there you go, man. So make sure you tune in on the Instagram on the Cuatro Show, and we're going to be telling you the rules to how to win these awesome VIP tickets, man. And more news to come.
Now remember, there's only a few VIP tickets available, and there's only a few left for sale. But we have some that we're actually giving away for free that we were blessed with, and now we're gonna bless our audience, and whoever follows those rules and registers and puts it, does all the requirements, you have an opportunity to win these tickets.
And you know what, man? I think there's only 16 more.
Only
16 left. Yeah. So
and the 4 that we're going to give away.
And we're giving away 4. So really down to 12. I think they have a cost. If you go to their website, you'll see how much they cost. But we're giving away for free. Who doesn't like free VIP tickets to go see an amazing show over there? A lot of artists, brother.
Car show, skate park,
man.
Food. Oh, man.
Festival's good, man. Good food. I heard good food, man.
Just fun and fellowship.
It's a day that you're like, man, what am I going to do this summer? Boom, SoCal Revival Fest is right around the corner, so you definitely want to go check that out, and have a good time, man. Bro, I think now we're so near of launching something. We could talk about it a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
And today we got some good news, because we've been. Behind the scenes, we always think about how can we expand, right?
Expand, yes.
And we always talk about
how do we reach more people?
Reach more people that are now able to have Facebook. They don't really use online, but they do use an app. I don't know how that works. Even the young people that they don't have an app that they can go to and just listen to some dope Christian music. And today, man, we've been working on, and I want people to pray on this. We've been working on a Christian radio app. And I know people were wondering what happened to that channel 316. Well, that is happening. That is still happening. Right now, things are being tested, but I want people to pray on it. It's going to be a great opportunity for everybody. It's going to be for free. You're going to be able to download this app and just play all the dope SoCal Christian artists that you can listen to.
A lot of good music, man. A lot
Spanish
of good,
and English.
godly music. Yes, English and Spanish.
And we're going to be having also the Cuatro Cero show is going to be live there too every Tuesday at 8 p.m. But we're also going to have some other shows there. So you're going to want to download this app, man. And as soon as we have the QR code and promos and everything, we're going to put it here because it's going to be amazing. You're going to want to hear this. Everywhere you go, man. I mean, who doesn't like to listen to dope Christian rap music?
So if you're out there and you're an artist and you're putting out great Christian music, Christian hip hop, whether it's English, Spanish, there's different styles. Obviously I'm like that West Coast music. You already know. But whatever type of music it is, as long as it's praising God and it's ministering to the people, give us a call. Maybe we can put your music on the app, and the people have access to that and be able to hear and be ministered to through your music.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I really wanted to share that with you guys because that is something that's happening here. And you know, we're talking to our IT guy, right? And we're going back and forward.
We had a meeting earlier.
And so it's just going good, man. And we saw some things.
There's progress.
Some progress, and we're just loving the app right now. You know, and building the app, right? Because that takes a lot. You know, if you don't know what you're doing, but someone like John J, our boy John J, it's very just smart, man, and he's helping us with this. So, yeah, I know. Encore, buddy, encore.
My brother,
man. So that's gonna be amazing. And when that comes to that point,
I thought that guy was on vacation, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't we give him 2 weeks off?
Take a hit.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's back. Get back on track, man. So definitely, man, you want to tune in once we announce that. When is it gonna drop? Because we might have a cool red carpet for it. I don't know. We're might do some cool stuff for it.
We did talk about our anniversaries coming up.
Our anniversary is coming up on April. First week in April, we might do something big too that day. And maybe that's the day when we will launch everything at the same time.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Because we're already going into March, bro.
Hey, man, I love it.
A little over a month.
Yeah, you know what, man? You know my boy Terry, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Terry's a good dude, man. Terry's a great dude.
Did I introduce you to Terry?
I asked that question just in case you forgot about Terry, but nobody should ever forget about Terry.
I seen him last night.
I have a good time with Terry all the time, but you know he has his adventures and
always on an adventure.
You know, it's funny because now people like watching him to see what he's all about, right? I know we haven't done any new segments with him, but we're gonna show the one that he did lately, and next week we'll promise you guys that we will have something different.
It is, but it is Taco Tuesday, right?
It is Taco Tuesday, right, so and look, check this out. Jojo.
Ooh, boy, this taco right here. Let me see. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Terry. We back with another episode of Adventures with Terry. And today we are at Maria's Grill, located here at 13232 Woodruff Avenue, Downey, California. I repeat, 13232 Woodruff Avenue, Downey, California. All right, let's get this taco a try. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. By the way, this is a queen asada taco, the large one. Let me see. Put a little lemon. Then we get the radish. See it? Bite it. Just like that.
He knows how to eat
taco.
tacos, huh?
Let me see you. What? That taco right there. Excuse me. That taco right there, best in the game. It's not just me saying it. I'm just letting you know. It's not just me saying it. We got another person here too.
Very delicious. Good looking out.
Yep. You have a good day.
You too, bro.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Very good. Very good. Thank you, everyone. This food right here, amazing.
Thank you.
Hey man, it was so good that he couldn't even talk at one point. That's how good it was, bro. Like it makes me want to go over there and try out those tacos. Yeah, bro. Like he stuttered because he was.
We gotta have Maria's sponsor some tacos or something.
Hey man, we gotta have her on the show for sure because it's so funny because our show is always on Tuesday.
Right.
And we never had somebody do tacos for us on Tuesday, bro.
All right, we got to set that up.
We got to set that up, man. I for at least Cinco de Mayo or something, right? That week or something.
And that is my birthday.
Oh, it is.
I'm
It is your birthday.
De Mayo.
How old are you going to be this year?
You gonna ask me that?
No, you know what? I'm sorry, buddy.
55.
55, man.
Now,
wow.
I know I don't look a day over 54, but I'm happy to be alive
There you
this
go.
long, bro.
There you go, man.
It's a blessing to be 54.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to be 55.
So, you know, and you know, Tony,
say
you
what?
so I know you're part of your testimony is that you went to back to your church,
Yes.
New Harvest, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know, you were telling me that you have a heart for young people,
Absolutely.
right? And that you admire one of the leaders there, right?
Yes,
You were
yes.
talking about that. So I want you to introduce this brother that we have here
All
tonight.
right. Well, we have a very special guest with us tonight, Jojo Gaxiola, and he is our youth leader for our Refined Youth, and he's here sitting down with us tonight, and I'm excited that he's here. I'm looking forward to hearing his message that he has for our youth and for just in general what he's doing in the church, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We got such a good group of youngsters, bro, and that's between the ages of 13 and 18.
13, 18, yeah, 13, 18.
And then we have our young adults, the ones that just
Yeah.
graduated. But I'm gonna let brother.
Yeah, because
talk a
I
little bit
was
about it.
already
You don't want me
like,
to give the whole interview, right?
I might as well just talk for him, man. At this point, we lost 10 minutes now. What's up, Jojo? Welcome to the Cuatro Cero show, buddy.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. And it's awesome. Your setups here is awesome. It's my first time here. And it's just really good. Really good setup.
Hey, man, I know you behind the scenes, and you're such a cool dude, bro. Everybody I ever talk to like about you, man, they always have something good to say about you. Is that always been like you, bro? Like just positive all the time?
No, not
I cannot
always.
see you
Not
mad,
always.
bro. Like,
No.
I've never seen a bad.
I worked at it.
Okay.
It's a working process.
Yeah.
And if you work long enough with me, you'll see my flaws. But I've always worked to stay positive, to be slow to speak, right? Slow to speak and quick to listen, and just
Yeah.
hold my
Proverbs.
tongue, and just keep my game face.
I don't believe you, man. I just can't see you. Maybe your wife knows you in that department, if that's true or not. But I feel like if you do get mad, Jesus is coming that day. Like I just feel like
The second coming.
Yeah, that's it for all of us. Nah, man. But you're very chill, right? Like you're very calm.
Yeah, I was really rowdy, and I found that being rowdy gets me into trouble.
Okay.
Obviously, you find me in the right friend group, I might get a little rowdy, right? But
Wow.
I really do my best to stay as laid back as I can, because
Wow.
when I'm get a little fired up, sometimes I might slip and say the wrong thing. So I
Yeah.
always strive. I always tell my wife, just stay laid back. The less you speak, the better, right?
Wow, man. And you are the youth leader?
Yes.
But
so-
you not only the youth leader, you're a young adult leader.
Yeah, one of the leaders of the young adults. Yeah.
And what was the other
Platform.
one?
Obviously, the worship teams as
Worship team leader.
well. Yeah. So.
3 departments, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, 3 important departments, right?
Yeah.
This is what's going to really carry your church. And so I don't take it lightly. I take every ministry very, very seriously. I think my first priority has always been the platform.
Yeah.
Taking that very serious, making sure that every service, we are striving for excellence.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that Pastor Richard Salazar has
Yeah.
instilled in New Harvest is the spirit of excellence. That is so, so vital. And if you know him, if it's not excellent, he won't do it. Like,
Yeah.
if you hear a song, so you know what, that's not there yet, don't do it,
Yeah.
rather than just let things slide through the cracks. So the spirit of excellence was embroidered in me, man, and I've always strived for that in every aspect. And then doing the young adults, I did that for many years, starting young adult worship teams, starting to write music, starting young adult Bible study,
Yeah.
and just pushing the young adults to be all that God has called them to be. And then now in the new season, we're doing less young adults. We still help out with that here and there. I just do primarily the worship team and not the Bible study. And now we're doing the youth. And so with the youth, I'm doing the youth worship band as well as just the youth ministry overall as a whole.
Okay.
And different avenue. The youth are more... they're youth, right?
Yeah.
Young adults,
Yeah.
you can kind of drive them a little bit more. But youth, you're sometimes at the mercy of the parents.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
I could plan this big old event, but if the parent doesn't want to take them, we're kind of,
Or they're
it's a toss up.
Because I think that happens a lot, right? That happens a lot where you make this event or you do some type of concert or whatever, and you're doing it for the better, right? For the kingdom, and you don't get the support from the parent.
Yeah. It's
Sometimes.
tough. Yeah. And, sometimes it's the teens as well, too. They're teens.
Yeah.
They're going to have parties. They're going to have sports. I laugh because there's certain seasons when I know our youth is getting lower, but they're playing volleyball. They're playing basketball. So
they're winning championships.
Yeah, winning championships. And so you kind of have to understand that, where you may not have that issue with young adults. But, we just try to support them. And, I was a teenager. There was times I missed youth. I was playing basketball, doing all these different things. And so I get it, live. I tell the teens, live now, because when you're my age, I look back and say, man, I wish I could have did more. Those were the glory days when I was there playing basketball.
But
young,
how
single,
old
and
are
free.
you though?
He's a youngster, bro.
Can I guess? Like,
Go ahead and guess, yeah.
25.
No, I'm 28.
Okay, I was there.
To be 28 again.
I've
bro.
always.
Could you say my age? I feel like that's something that I would say. My age now. Like, I think you're still young. You can still do it.
I think I'm young at times, and then I realize I'm old. I think I feel a little bit older because I have kids and I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm in a different level than other people. Not that I'm above anyone, right? But I'm just in a different category.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so I feel like once you get married and you have kids, you're just old at that point,
Wow.
right?
Mature.
Wow.
Let's use the word mature.
Mature.
Yeah, you're mature.
But then again, there are people that are older that are not mature.
It's true.
Yeah, it's
But
true
you,
too.
you happen to be mature. You're a husband. You're a leader. You're a father, and you're doing it, bro.
So I mean, shout out to your wife.
Yes,
But-
love
so
my wife,
how
my better
long-
half.
So how long were you guys dating before? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we were good friends. We grew up together. We knew each other. Then in college, we kind of hit it off. And I thought, like, man, she might be the one for me. Like,
Yeah.
I started testing the water, kind of, trying to be a little flirtatious here and there, right? I always say, love is like a garden, right? You got to plant the seed and water it, and hopefully it grows. And it grew, and we hit it off. And we dated for 3 years.
I'm gonna write that on my Facebook tomorrow or something like that.
And we dated we talked, we courted for 3 years. Then on our third year anniversary, I actually proposed to her.
That's awesome.
A year later, we were married. And then maybe about a year and a half later, we had our first son. And then a couple years later, now we have twins. So we're 3 kids deep. Yeah. And it's been crazy. It's been a journey.
So the last, not because your wife is not here, but you can talk for her if you want. So you had the youth night, right? And then so I turned around, your wife was like, "Whoa!" She was like really on it, man. I was like, "Whoa, dude!" Like
my wife, you think she's younger than me, man. She's crazy. She brings the youth out of me.
That's
and
good,
so,
man.
Like I said, sometimes I'm just real laid back, and she kind of excites me and pushes me to be better. And if you know her at the youth, all the kids love my wife. They always go and talk to her. Really wise woman, and just really blessed, man. I know I picked the right one. Yeah. And just blessed, man. She's awesome.
What are the challenges being married and still being part of the leadership of 3 ministries?
Yeah, it's just having the work-life balance and getting home and being able to turn it off. I think early on in our marriage, I had trouble with that, where I would come home and literally just talk about ministry, like this, ministry.
Yeah.
And my wife would say, like, can we talk about just our day, our lives, And, I still struggle with it, but I feel like I work more at it of like, I don't want to talk about ministry now. This is our time. This is our family time, and making sure our family time is family time. Our time in ministry is ministry, right? But at home, I just want to be a father and a husband, and I just want to, just enjoy my family time.
Yeah.
It's definitely when you have young kids. I mean, you want to spend as much time with them. You know what I mean? It's like my kids are grown, and I miss them. And they're, even though they're older, they just grew up so quick. I mean, my youngest son's gonna be 26.
Wow.
And I remember when he was a baby. Just like I see his kids, bro. It makes me smile because I remember those years, and they were so precious to me. And now they're grown. They don't have time. They're doing their own thing. You got to enjoy that time while it's there, bro.
Yeah, my oldest is 4 now, and I compare him to my twins that are 1, and I'm like, man, where's the time gone? He's talking more, and he's just trips me out. I'm like, wow, this guy's getting old, and it just flies. Even just the 4 years, it's been like, so it's been amazing.
So you've always been going to that church,
correct?
New Harvest at Norwalk.
Yes.
Since you were a baby, or
yeah, man, I got it tattooed right here. No,
there you go.
New Harvest.
After you pass 20 years, you get that tattoo. It's like
New Harvest tattoo.
20
the embodies
year
you now.
badge,
Yeah.
Yeah, we were raised there. My parents went there at a young age. They got married there. They had us. I've always just...
So you knew him when he was a baby.
I did.
Yeah, knew my parents, right?
I
Did you care him?
No, because when I knew his parents, like we didn't really hang out with them. We knew who they were.
Yeah,
They were in ministry.
yeah.
We were in a different ministry.
Yeah.
I was in the music ministry and the rapping. They were more in the play ministry and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And we really didn't hang out because we were always busy. They were in
Yeah.
ministry. We were in ministry.
Yeah.
But I remember them like I remember him like his son was 4. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's why I see his son ready to railroad. I'm like, man, I remember JoJo was when I seen his wife when we first came back to church, I still remembered her as a little girl, bro.
Oh,
she still
so-
has that same face.
So she was going.
Yeah.
Oh, so- yeah.
we
So,
both went to the church.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
our families
Grew
were
up there.
close.
Yeah, okay.
My dad and her dad were really close. And so we knew each other. That's what I'm saying. We were like
yeah.
acquaintances, good friends. I wouldn't say best friends, but we were friends. We were,
Yeah.
you're friends
Yeah.
with the church. But then, like I said, in college, then I was like, man, there might be a spark here, right?
Yeah.
So I went for it. Never turned back.
There you go. God is good. Bro.
But so hey, let's give it
Yes.
the encore. Yeah, man, it's a good encore. Where's the encore? I need that encore.
happened? I was like-
I need the encore. There you go. There you go. There you go, man. We have a Mexican in the back too.
He takes too many breaks.
There you go.
There he is.
There you go. There you go.
He was on vacation last week because I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear nothing last week either. So okay, going back to that, the challenges and stuff, and so do you think church has changed when it comes to the youth? How like technology, back in the days we didn't even have phones, right?
It's I think it's just getting harder and harder to grasp the youth attention.
Yeah.
So I think back when New Harvest had a youth group, it used to be called 180.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did then was they literally turned a portion of the church into an arcade.
Okay.
They had an arcade, they had pool tables, they had
where
a
the
skate
cafes
park,
at?
they had basketball courts,
Okay.
they had all these things.
Yeah.
And they brought in hundreds of kids, hundreds.
Yeah.
Now prior to that, we bought a roller rink, right?
Yeah, so they actually had another facility that they turned it into, the 180 where they had it, and then they moved it back to the church. But they had hundreds of kids, hundreds of teenagers.
Literally.
And
400 or 500 people, 600 sometimes.
I think the draw-in was the arcade. I think that was one of the biggest draws, and I just think, what can we buy today that would draw them in? Like if we bought an arcade tomorrow, I don't think kids would come. Just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just an arcade. It's not the same.
No, it's not.
And the teens are looking more for a hangout, a cool place to hang out,
Just chill
right?
with the friends. Yeah.
Yeah, just chill with their friends, and it's hard to kind of sell that. How do you
Yeah.
sell that our hangout's cooler than the coffee shop around the corner?
Yeah.
So it's hard to do the marketing for that to draw them in.
Yeah.
And the world's just getting more secular and secular, so there's less of a draw for church. There's less of a draw for the things of God. With the rise of social media, I feel like there's been a larger hatred for Christianity as a whole,
Yeah.
right? No more do you just see the good things, but a lot of negative things being said about Christianity. So, I think 20 years ago, Christianity had a more positive outlook on it. But now if you hear you're a Christian, it means you hate people, you lack love, right? And so people don't want to be involved in those things, especially teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be involved in that. So it's just learning new ways to kind of draw them in.
But I think that even when I was going, that was still a problem. Even when I was going, the problem was that we would hear a lot of like Christians were like judgy.
Yes, of course. The number one thing, right?
Yeah.
You hear that all the time.
And do they have the right to say that? Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, you go. Sometimes you go to church thinking like, oh, all the people here are saints, right? Mm-hmm. That's the worst mentality, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of times, like people just go out of the church and be like, I'm not coming back here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate,
But what can we do? Like, is there some way where we can turn that at 180? I could do a 180 on that.
I feel like we're still trying to find it. I
Okay.
think the best thing that we can do one of the things I always advertise is we just offer that mentorship. And so that's what I think a lot of teens are looking for, someone to be that mentor. And I think that's something that me and my wife have always strived to do. Obviously in the things of God, but when it comes to finding a job, a lot of these kids, I was blessed in my, right when I graduated, I became what's called a business developer.
Okay.
And I actually ran a youth employment program.
Oh, wow.
So I helped teenagers between the ages of 14 to 24 find employment. So I helped them with resume, interview, job search, and all these things. And so it's crazy how God works, because I've been able to apply that now with the teens we have. Nice. And so that is one of the things I've worked with a lot of the teens on, pulling them aside, teaching them how to interview, teaching them how to make resumes, teaching them how to look for jobs, being a reference, but just helping them in these different avenues. So finding a job, teaching them how to use money, right? Some of these kids, they don't know how to use banks and stuff like that. And, some of them
don't know how to use money.
Yeah. And so some of these, I've
That's
had
true.
a few
That's
conversations with teens, teaching them how to enroll in college. We just had someone over this past weekend where we enrolled them in college. We enrolled them in FAFSA. So just being a good person and being a mentor. And so that's what I think is, people could glean a lot from that. And so that is the one thing that I've worked to be a mentor for, teaching people how to play music. We have people that come in, hey, I want to play the guitar. Okay, well, let me teach you. Why don't you come join our worship team? And teaching them how to be musicians. And just mentorship, man. That is so key. And I think that is, for me, I think that's probably the most positive thing we can offer. Obviously, the hangout's great, but the mentorship. And that goes the longest way.
I'll say this because I was just doing the numbers. I'm like, you're 28. We were gone for 16 years. We've been back 2 years. That's 18 years. He was 10 years old when I left the church, but I was there for 10 years. So from the time you were born to the time I left, 10 years had passed. And being part of the 180, I was one of the DJs there. I was also involved in the music ministry, so I was part of a rap group that we used to minister to the youth. And we had so many, that we had other churches that were part of the fellowship. I think there was like 30, 40 churches or something like that. And so we had a lot more people. And obviously they would bring and invite their people from their churches. So we would be busing in people. So think about it. I come back. I sit down with Pastor, say, Pastor, what happened to 180? What happened to this? What happened to that? And he's giving me all these answers of things that happened. And I'm like talking to my wife. And then my wife was the one that said, hey, I want to be part of the youth. And I'm like, what? Since when do you want to hang out with the youth? That's the last thing she probably wanted to do. But that's when I knew that God had touched her heart, because I said, you know what, let's do it. Let's talk to Pastor about it. And then that's when we had talked to Brother Jojo and Valerie that, hey, we want to be part of the youth ministry. And we had already, he's like, yeah, go talk to them and we'll go forward from there. But I believe being part of that, where you have 400, 500, 600 kids, and then coming back and seeing the small group, but this is a more intimate group.
Yes.
And when you have all these kids, you're pretty much just supervising.
Yes.
Make sure this don't happen, because
Definitely.
you got kids from all over the place.
Yeah.
And they don't know each other. Even if they were going to church, they didn't know each other. But here, I mean, there's a good, solid core group of kids that are in the church. And then obviously they invite family, friends. Mm-hmm. But we have a good group of kids. But I believe that God's getting ready to bring more fruit. Just like Pastor Dan was preaching, that we're going to see that. But we as leaders, as workers, we got to be ready for that harvest.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what's coming. I believe that's coming. And you're a part of that, bro, because, obviously when we started doing the Collide, which I would like to talk a little bit about, I right away I hit you, hey, bro, we're going to be doing this thing Collide. I was excited about that.
Yes.
Coming from a promoter background, I'm like, what can we do to bring more people, invite more people? That's kind of the outreaching part of it.
Yeah, and I think the Collide really allows us to expand. I want to be a ministry that people look to. You think back of 180, like people who weren't even churchgoers knew that every Friday night there was something that took place, and they would come as a hangout.
Was a 180 on Saturdays?
Or Saturdays, yeah, it was on Saturday night. So everyone knew as like a common place to hang out. It was like, oh, let's go to the park. Oh, let's go to 180, right?
The people from around the neighborhood, they wouldn't come to church, but they would come to the 180.
They would come to the 180. And so, that's my heart, that we could somehow get the youth ministry to be that. And I think Collide's a good way to market it, a good way to bring in new faces, as well as bring in artists who then bring in their following as well. And so what we're doing is right now we're doing every other month. Maybe we'll get to every month. Where we're doing a special service. We're inviting our young adults as well to come in. We're bringing in an artist. We're doing food. We set up the room. Yeah, DJ. We set up the room real nice with some nice lights. Shout out to John, who's been hooking us up with really nice lights and really good audio and all that stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
See how he brought him in?
Yeah. With that one, he's already ready for the butt-in. Yeah. For that one, he's ready. And
I like that, Johnny J.
as soon as you hear John, bam, he just presses that button.
So that guy's been killing it for us.
Yeah.
And so, just setting up that atmosphere, right, to hang out. That's a big thing, right? You don't want to go to, boring looking room, nothing looks cool. And so try to set it up as hip and cool as we can, and just let it organically happen, right?
Yeah.
Let the kids do whatever they do, and it's great. We've had some great artists that came and really pushed the kids and ministered, and the kids just want to hang out. That's the ultimate thing. So you put some good music on, the kids are going to dance and jump,
all I love can say, bro, is they're having a good old time.
Yes.
Good, clean fun, godly fun, bro.
Yes.
And I've been witness on those events, and they turn up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turn up. Like I said, your wife was over there wooing and stuff. But everybody was just jumping, man. They were having a good time, especially the last one that you guys had with Mr. Big Faith. That was a good one.
Yeah, that guy really tore it up, and it's just been awesome to see. And it's just a matter of everyone coming together, like-minded, and going for it. Sometimes you get pushed back from here and there, and different opinions and stuff like that. But we just got to go forward, and I think God's gonna carry the rest, right?
Where can they find the information?
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Refined Youth Norwalk. You can find all of our information, see all of our upcoming schedules, events, different things we're doing. So we're actually going to Knott's this Saturday. So I think we're taking maybe 25 teens.
Cool.
To
Wow,
Knott's
that number jumped up because when we first made the invite, there was like 9, 10 kids.
Yeah. So
I seen everyone still kind of hesitant because they hadn't talked to their parents
We
yet.
get all these last minute kids. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Again, teenagers, right?
Yeah, teenagers.
I get calls from parents. I got a call the other day. Hey, is there any way I could get my kid to go? They forgot to tell me. And I'm like, okay, well, we're purchasing the tickets tomorrow. We'll make it work. Okay, don't tell anyone. I'm gonna let you slide in on this one. And so, trust me, I'll probably get a phone call tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, is there any way I could send my kid last minute? And so we get it all the time. But I'm really excited about that. And the teens love it. And everything I do for the teens, I always say it's because they did it for me. When I was in the youth group, we went to Knott's Berry Farm, and I was so excited. And we would hang out.
Yeah.
They would bring in artists. They had weekly events, and we loved it. I was in the youth band, and I loved it, and I thought I was a rock star, and I'd go up there ready. And I always say I want them to experience the same thing I did.
Right.
And so just allowing them that opportunity, that platform to be able to do those things and have their time, right? Sunday service, Wednesday's great, but this is their event.
Their day.
They run the youth band. They're the band.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to come in here, because I could go in there and say, I'm going to sing the songs, I'm going to play. Like, no, this is your guys' stuff. And if you don't have a band, that's your guys' fault.
Yeah.
You're the youth. Like, we're not going to.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when is our next Collide?
So it's, I just looked at the calendar. It's the second Friday in March. I believe it's March 8th.
March 8th.
March 8th. Yeah, Friday night, 7 o'clock. We're looking forward to it. Come on out. Invite friends.
Yep, March 8th.
And it's going to be really, really good. And, just building the ministry, bringing in new faces. And it's the teens, too. They got to push it. They got to bring in.
They got to invite their friends.
Yeah, they got to invite their
neighbors,
peers and all that stuff. And
classmates.
Yeah, definitely you have to let them know to bring people. You know what I'm saying? But once new people get there, they're just going to have a good time.
Yeah, and, it's so awesome when we get teens organically.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you hear about this? And they tell you what they heard about it from.
So as soon as we put the flyer together, we'll announce it here again on the Cuatro Cero, and invite everybody that has kids or their brother, their cousin, their nephew, niece. Invite them out. We're probably going to have a DJ. I'll talk to DJ Elevate, see if he's available that day. And I don't want to give away the artist yet because we haven't confirmed anything.
Well, because I know I shouldn't even say this, but the last two was rap.
Yes.
And I've heard through the grapevine that you guys don't want rap anymore. You do, but you want to
love rap.
You want to change
all
it
about it.
Talking about rap, buddy. Who is your artist, man? Who you listen to?
There's so much different types of music out there. you gotta go with the Lecrae, right? That guy's
Okay.
always kept it.
Yeah.
He's always been at the top. I think though, if I could just, I might hurt some people.
I look
They
at
both look at each other.
I look at him because
That's
we just had this conversation 2 weeks ago.
about the Grammys. Yeah,
Yeah, we and,
he just won 2 Grammys for.
Yeah.
Because he
Christian
said,
hip-hop.
okay, so let me ask you this question,
Now we're
Jojo.
getting
Okay,
deep
so
here.
let me hear your point of view because you're younger. So he won 2 Grammys
Yes.
for Christian album, right, or Christian single as well. But he says that he's not a Christian.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, right. So he says he's not a Christian. I'm sorry. Let me say.
not
Let
a
me.
Christian artist.
He's not a Christian artist.
Yes, I
yeah.
understand. Yes.
But he does say he lives, a Christian life. So what's your take on it? Do you believe that maybe the people who were in that category who do say they are Christian artists should have won instead of this guy who just says?
So I've done my own research on it, but don't
Okay.
quote me. But my understanding from the video and research I've done is, he says that he is a Christian, yes, but he does it for a business standpoint, because what he says is, because he calls himself a Christian artist, he's automatically put in the Christian category. When he feels he should just be in the hip hop category.
Yeah, he's just niche.
He believes
Yeah.
everyone who's hip hop should just be hip hop,
Hip-hop,
not Christian hip hop and then
Yeah.
hip hop. And so that's his big frustration. So he is essentially rebranded himself to try to get himself in the hip hop spectrum.
Yeah.
I
to
just
broaden
think
his audience.
to broaden his audience, it's just a very gray area, right?
Well,
because we're called to be
yeah.
a light of the world, the salt of the earth. We're called to be Christians. So
Yeah.
to say you don't want to call yourself a Christian, that's
Okay.
a tough one. But I get it from the business standpoint. It makes a little sense. I can't say that I would do the same.
Then if
There's a thin line between business and
so
ministry if he puts it that way, right?
But here's the thing though. Like this is, and we were talking about this. In that case, you should have got the Grammys and be like, no, I don't want this because I'm not in this category. If he's saying that he's not in this category, right? So why
He himself is saying
Yeah,
that.
him. You just said you quoted that he said, "I don't want to be in this category.
yeah.
I want to be." So because then that
Did you see that interview that I sent you?
no.
Where he's saying, I only wanted to take my daughter to the Grammys to have
Yeah.
for her to have that experience.
Yeah.
He goes, I didn't think I was going to win.
Yeah.
But I asked him, I go, but did he take the Grammys? He's like, yeah. I go,
So in
"Of
other
course
words,
he did."
we should do a petition then. Let's do this. Let's do this now.
Yeah, it's just interesting,
Nah.
and I just, I don't know. It's a tough call,
Yeah.
but I think at the end of the day, we're called to be Christians, right?
Yeah.
So, business or not, why try to label yourself not a Christian? Like, I don't know.
Well, well, do we actually need labels?
Well, that's a whole
yeah,
other
I'm saying,
discussion. right?
like,
Yeah, don't
I
see
agree.
by his fruit.
No,
That's
no.
all I got to say.
I mean, I agree with that too. Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't they fall in hip hop?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the
because and I'm with him on that category. I don't like calling myself a Christian artist. I like to just call myself an artist who talks about God. in
Yeah,
his
I
music.
agree.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
understand what you're saying,
And
yeah.
so a lot of my followers are secular because they think, oh, he's not portraying as a Christian. I'm not coming as a religion. But when they listen to my music, the first thing they always say is like, "Oh, well, you're Christian, huh?"
Yeah, and let the music speak for itself.
Exactly.
I think once you put a title, you lose an audience.
Yeah.
And so that's
It's a
kind of
turn-off to the world, yeah.
Man, it's a hard line. It's a difficult one.
But hey, I want everybody to know we'll bring him back for part 2 next week. Follow up, man. with JoJo part 2 on this category now.
Yeah, I mean, I still love Lecrae. I think.
Yeah, man.
If I could just say this, I think his music though is not as lyrically sound as he once was.
Yeah.
I think his music back in the day was very Christian lyrics, very Christian based, and I think he's trying to be
Yeah.
kind of borderline, right, to expand his audience, which
Yeah, he said it himself. yeah.
I don't know if that's the best thing, right? Once
Yeah.
you get close to the line, next thing you know, you're over the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he should strive. I mean, all of us should strive to be as close to the Christian line as possible.
to
And
God.
so
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in that area. But I do listen to a lot of his old stuff. I haven't really kept up with any of his new stuff. But a lot of his old stuff was pretty solid.
Yeah.
And his group, the 116, right, which
Yeah.
is like the Tadashi,
Yeah.
the Trip Lee.
Yeah.
He has a lot of good guys under that group that have kind of followed in with Andy Mineo.
And
Good
we had him
guys.
at the church at one time, right?
Yeah, so we actually, New Harvest is crazy because we get these artists that are like before they're big.
Yeah.
So we had the 116 group at New Harvest one time.
That's
it
crazy.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really even know who they were at the time, and I just like it was just another concert at the church. But man, it was crazy. And I want to say it was Lecrae, Tripoli, Tadashi, and maybe some other guys. Yeah. Man, I must have been like 15, so almost 15 years ago, 13 years ago. And it was amazing concert. And yeah, there's a few artists we got before they were big. And it's just crazy. It's crazy to see.
Awesome. Yo, any final words you want to tell the youth? People are watching at home, parents. What can you say, man?
If I could say one thing, I would encourage everyone to invest in the youth. I think, man, it doesn't hurt you. I think the youth will hurt you. If I could tell you that much, sometimes it's a little disappointing, but your labor's not in vain. And the Bible says, raise children in the things of God, and they will not leave those things. It won't leave their heart. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we live for, man. And even, they may not be at our church, but I pray that they go to a church. I pray that they get saved, and they serve God in their own fashion, their own avenue. Yes. But, we just want to plant the seeds and give them that godly example, but invest in them. They're the next generation. And this world is getting just so secular. Yeah. It's harder and harder. And I think as it gets harder and harder, we need to invest more and more into it. Not just less and less, right? But more and more. And I think God's going to bless it.
Amen.
Yo, give it up for JoJo, man. Where's the uncle? You see, when it's somebody else.
JoJo, listen.
When it's somebody else.
How about John? Give it up for John.
John, look, John. There you go.
There it is.
JoJo, man, thank you for coming, buddy. You are always welcome here, man. I would just like to hear from you, man, and just give some words of wisdom, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, and it's been an experience.
Make sure that you go follow. Where can they follow you at?
Oh, you don't want to follow me, man.
Yeah, to follow JoJo.
I'm very low key. I don't really go on too much. I try to stay off of it, to be honest with you.
I thought you put a TikTok the other day, doing some moves.
I don't do TikTok or any of that. I have an Instagram. I don't even know my name. It's probably just you can always search Joseph Gaxiola, right?
But what about the youth though?
The refined youth. Follow me. Follow my wife. She's more. There
you go.
More Instagram
She's the one with the
savvy.
TikToks. Okay,
she's the one that's more into stuff. But I'm very low key. I just keep up with my family.
Definitely want to have both of you guys soon here.
Yes, definitely.
Man. Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you, man, for coming.
Yes.
What a crazy show, man.
Awesome.
It always gets better.
We say it every week, and
all
every week
time.
it just keeps getting better.
We didn't know this wasn't planned. We had somebody else coming in and he canceled, but I really feel like there was a plan today for you to be here, man. And I do believe that, bro.
And here you are.
And so, with that said, man, I really want everybody to just tune in to the Cuatro Cero on the Avanza Network. Subscribe, man. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere we at, man. And do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah,
because I saw you look at the camera, and I was like, this guy has to let me talk. Let me talk, Danny King.
Is he gonna let me talk?
Yeah.
There I am. So I just want to invite everybody that hasn't really checked in with us. You know what I'm saying? Like we got these VIP tickets that we're gonna be giving away. Check in with us, man, on our Instagram and get involved. You know what I mean? We got a lot of great things that are coming up really quick, and June's just around the corner. We're already going into March, so three months from now we're going to be having this concert in June, and it's going to be amazing, bro. So if you want those free tickets, you know what to do. And then we're going to be making the announcement about the radio show, the radio app, and we got some new content that we're going to be announcing soon. And man, there's just so much coming, bro, and it's all happening.
It's happening, man.
Now. It's happening now.
Again,
so stay tuned in.
And that's what I was gonna say, man. Just tune in, subscribe to the channel, tune in to the Instagram, to the Facebook, to the TikTok, everything we're doing, because there's a lot of stuff coming. And we'll see you next Tuesday here on the Avanza Network on the Cuatro Cero Show. I'm your host, Danny Keynes.
Tone Rock.
JoJo
in the mic. All right, man. See you guys later. Have a blessed Tuesday.
Peace.